Hande Yener, born January 12, 1973 in Istanbul, Turkey, is a Turkish pop singer and actress. She is one of the most famous singers in Turkey. Over the past decade, she has introduced different styles to the ever-expanding Turkish pop music scene. Each one of her albums has generated a lot of interest as well as anticipation due to the different styles, genres and rhythms that she incorporates into her music. 1973-99, Early life and career beginnings. Yener was born Makbule Hande Özyener on January 12, 1973, in Kadıköy, Istanbul. After secondary school, she wanted to study at a conservatory but her parents didn't let her. Instead, she attended Erenköy Girls High School. She dropped out of high school and married Uğur Kulaçoğlu at the age of 17. In 1991, Yener gave birth to her son, Çağın Kulaçoğlu. She began to take singing lessons from Erdem Siyavuşgil and tried unsuccessfully to contact Sezen Aksu. In 1992, Yener met Hülya Avşar, who was shopping at the department store she worked at. Avşar arranged for her to meet Sezen Aksu, who would eventually invite her to audition to work with her on her upcoming album. Aksu hired her as her assistant and as back vocalist for her album Delicate's Eden Türküsü, Folk Songs of a Crazy Girl. This gave her the first stepping stone into the music industry, as working with Aksu allowed her not only to gain some experience as an artist, but also contribute to the production of some of Aksu's albums during the 1990s. 1999 to 2001, Senden Ibaret and Extra. Yener worked with Aksu as a backing vocalist for 2 years, gaining experience and establishing her name. She went on to release her own first album in 1999, Senden Ibaret, All About You. The first single released off from the album, Yalan Batsın, Damn Your Lies, was a dance track. Was an instant success, jumping right to the top of most Turkish charts and becoming an instant club hit. The second single from this album, Yoksa Mani, If There Isn't an Obstacle, a pop track with Eastern-sounding elements, also attracted a lot attention. A third single from Senden Ibaret, Extra, was released in 2001, featuring several remixes to songs from the album, along with a couple of new tracks. 2002-03, Senyoluna, Benyaluma. Later in 2001, Yener's second album came out, Senyoluna, Benyaluma, Go Your Way. I Will Go Mine. The album incorporated a lot of ethnic and traditional music with modern pop. Singles from the album included Senyoluna, Benyaluma, and Kız. The release was followed by sold-out concerts in Turkey and abroad. 2004-05, Is Hande Yener. Yener released her next album, Is Hande Yener, Love Doesn't Understand a Woman's Soul, in 2004. The album generated 6 hits, including Asalipm, Don't Rush, KRMZ, Red, Akveria, The Pain It Gives, Armageddon, Gift, Hozgeldiniz, Welcome, and Beyazdan. Because of that, other tracks that became radio hits across Turkey included Savaş Sonrası, After the War, and Is Hande Yener. Is Hande Yener was successful in some countries outside of Turkey as well. This album's popularity persisted for over 2 years. 2006, Apayer and Han Maxi. Although her previous album was a huge success, Yener decided to improve and refine her music style once more. She would leave the Turk pop, paving the way to incorporate a more dance-friendly Europop sound, along with changing her appearance as well. She cut and dyed her black from blonde. The result was Apayer, Totally Different, which came out in early 2006. Some of the hit singles that came out from Apayer included Calypso, Handcuffs, Arsnatesi, The Fire of Love, and Kim Bulbula Ask, Who Can Guess What Love Is. Each of these singles featured different genres that simply wowed Turkey. Calypso had a groovy disco sound to it. Arsnatesi was a sweet pop track and Kim Bulbula Ask featured a Far Eastern sound that had hints of techno felt throughout the song. The album sold 200,000 copies. Later on, as the popularity of Apayer spread all around Turkey, Yener decided to release a maxi single containing songs composed with her new musical style, which would be also her first maxi single released. The result was Han Maxi, which also gained popularity. Hand Maxi contained 3 new songs as well 3 remixes. The 3 new songs had a more electronic and trance sound in them, hinting another change in her musical style. One of the new songs, by Razazgiluk, A Little Freedom, has gained popularity. After Hand Maxi, with its electronic and trance sound, Yener continued with that sound, releasing Nasıl Delirdim, How Did I Go Mad? On the 15th of May 2007, the album included numerous tracks written and composed by Sezen Aksu. The first single featured was called Kiba, Arrogance. The album was released with 72,000 copies and 4 different covers, which included 3-dimensional artworks. The copies released later fashioned only one of these 4 covers. The themes on the album were mostly about a woman's worries about relationships, dealing with about paranoia, letting go, being sad or mad, and selfishness. The second single was almost obvious when the first single came out. It was called Romeo, a song co-written by Yener herself, dedicated to her boyfriend. Yalan Olmasın, Without a Lie, was released in January 2008 as a third, and final, single with accompanying music video. It did not achieve much success, however, for it did not chart at all in Turkey. In April 2008, it was announced that Yener has finished working on her new studio album. The album, Hypnosis, was released in July 2008, and is, like Nasıl Delirdim, from beginning to end full of electronic sounds. The album didn't sell as well as her previous albums, having sold 40,000 plus copies. The title track served as the lead song, as well as being the only single coming from that album. Like the album, Hypnosis didn't do well, reaching the number 10 position in the Turkish chart, according to Nielsen Music Control. However, not tired of electropop yet, Yener released Hey Roller, What's Going On? Being released on the 6th of April 2009. The album contains, yet again, 10 tracks, all in the style of electropop. It was her first, and as it turned out only, album on the Avrupa label. For Hey Roller, which is recorded in the UK, Yener has worked with electronic composer Erdem Siyavuşgil, and 9 of the songs have lyrics written by Yener herself, with Siz being the exception, for that song is written by Alin Esum. The main themes of the album are women breaking down taboos and traditional values, the inability to embrace different lifestyles, and the complex mechanisms of attraction. The album almost equaled the sales of Hypnosis, having sold 37,000 plus copies. The lead single, as well as the only single released from this album, title track Hey Roller, did better than her 2 previous singles, reaching number 3 on the Turkish music chart. 2010, Hande Yener, and Handel Yaz Bitmez. On the 1st of April, 2010, being blonde again and having left Avrupa Music, now being part of the music label of Pole Production, Yener released yet another album, called Hande Yener. What's Going On with Hand? Before she released this album, she has been cited that she would likely return to a more pop-oriented sound, meaning letting go of the prevailing electronic sound of her last 3 albums and her EP Hand Maxi. Although not a collection of pure electronic songs, the album didn't throw the electronic sound completely overboard. It actually contains no live instrumentation, favoring a more dance-pop-oriented album, reminiscing of some songs of her Apay era, over the more Turk pop albums in the early days of her career. The album contains 11 songs and 3 remixes, making a total of 14 songs, all of which are written completely by Sezen Aksu, a Turkish composer, songwriter and music producer, perhaps best known for Hades's Escape 2009 song Dum Tek Tek. The album has sold more than 50,000 copies in the first week of its release, and went on selling 60,000 plus in its 3rd and 4th week. Handel Yaz Bitmez is the 3rd maxi single by Turkish pop artist Hande Yener, released by Pole Production. The CD consists of 1 new song, Uzale, Alien, being her new single, 2 remixes of that same song, and 8 remixes of songs from her previous album Hande Yener, all written by Sezen Aksu. Her latest album is called Teşekkürler, Thanks, and was co-produced by Sezen Aksu. Comprising 12 songs, the album has so far spawned 3 single releases, Bana Anlat, Tell Me, Unutulmuyor, Not Forgotten, and Teşekkürler, Thank You. Collaboration with other artists. In September 2007, the single of Ask Beni Hep Değiştirsek, Love Will Always Change Me, was released by Harun Kolçak. The song gave Harun a noticeable breakthrough, as it was written by hand and composed by Erdem Siyavuşgil, who is also responsible for composing several of Hande's tracks in her Nasıl Delirdim album. In January 2008, Hande was featured in a single she wrote called Bir Yerde, Somewhere, which was mainly sung by Kemal Doğulu. This collaboration, along with the composition work of Erdem Siyavuşgil, helped raise attention to Kemal's debut into the Turkish music industry. Kemal also happens to be the brother of Kadir Doğulu, Hande Yener's ex-fiancé. Kemal and Hande have a history together, as he's responsible for directing the video clip of Hande's Romeo Eurovision offer. Hande Yener officially announced she has been approached by TRT, the Turkish state-owned TV channel, 2 days after the Eurovision finals took place in 2007, in Helsinki, Finland. She had initially stated they will finalize the contract in 15 days, and she is going to Eurovision Song Contest 2008 in Serbia with an English song. Following these confirmations, Hande Yener's representatives would go into talks with TRT in order to officialize her possible participation in next year's contest. It was then later proclaimed by Hande herself that the talks have failed to go anywhere and that a Eurovision participation was ruled out for 2008.